Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from my channel. Hi, Weekend Mod Railway. Yes, I still have a cold, but I'm still filming a video, so apologies for the croaky voice. Today we're going on the Great Western Express, but not with a HST or a Networker Turbo. We're actually doing a custom scenario, and this is one I've set up with the 8F because the first time I did Spirit of Steam, we were on the Liverpool to Crewe route with the Jubilee. This time we're using the 8F. We've got 10 Mark 1s and we're going to be going from London Paddington to West Drayton just to give the 8F a test and to show what it's like to drive. So we shall crack on with that. So then, here we are, the 8F, which I'll get set up first and then we'll have a look around outside. Cocks are already open. Get the lamp on, the invisible fireman again. Thought they'd fixed that. There goes the safety valve, so I tell you what, we shall get going before we have a look round, because that's probably going to be quite loud. While the brake's releasing, we'll have a look. So there we are, we've got 8F and 48320 we're driving. And we're going to West Drayton, stopping at Ealing Broadway, Southall, Hazeley Harlington, and finally West Drayton. Hopefully not going to be too long of a run, just a nice stretch really, just to see how things go. So, 10 Mark 1s behind us, London Paddington, platform 3. This should be good. I'll set my camera up, leaning out the window as always, and I guess I'm trying to mimic a rail tour here because 8Fs, I think, occasionally rail tour, and used to rail tour quite a way back in the 2000s, maybe the early 2010s they used to rail tour, so I thought I'd take it on a modern route for a bit of a change. I was thinking of doing the West Somerset Railway, but let's be fair, we always do the West Somerset Railway, and I just thought it'd be nice to show you the 8F on a route that I haven't really done before. I am aware I've covered it in shorts, but not really in full on the channel as a main video. Trying to get this rear damper a bit annoying. Stick cube out there and off we go. Wheel slipping. Gently. And shut the cylinder cocks now. So Ealing Broadway first, stopping 5.2 miles. We'll get this window open. We'll probably start winding back now. About 25. And I'm going to shut these because they're making far too much steam at the moment. Can always adjust them later. We'll get the beams on now. Not quite 100, I don't like that, but we'll leave it about there. So, because the only recording that Dovetail could do on the 8F, which was on a heritage railway, obviously heritage railways, if you know the West Somerset, is limited to 25, so when we do get above 25 the audio isn't the best. Now that's not my recording setup, despite it not being the most orthodox thing. The audio does sound weird when I'm playing it as well, so it's not weird, it's just not exactly how you'd expect, but at the moment, as you can hear, it sounds alright. We can get some dampers open now. If I can actually get to the back one. May just be better off shutting that, opening that one, and then just adjusting this one here, which we shall do. There's the 8F then, 280. Again, you got the steam going through the cab, the metal of the cab issue there again, but it's alright. I'm trying to wait for this fence to get out of the way, there we go. And another fence gets in the way. Typical. Right. I'll do it on the other side then. To get rid of HUD on Xbox, by the way, you just press an all the 3 lines button. Again, the motion gear, Walshart's valve gear, looks okay to me. Looks pretty much very well edited. Well, it is very well programmed, I should say, not edited. That looks okay to me. Same quality as the Jubilee, I'd say. Does look really good. Getting up to a fair pace now. Now I think the fastest I've heard an 8F going is maybe about 80. That like fastest ever record that I've read of. Similar with the Jubilee, fastest I've heard of is 80. Obviously the Jubilee was built for speed. And the 8F was built for power and hauling freight trains, but they do actually end up at around a similar speed. By the way, the wheel slip indicator that you can see that's constantly on, we're not actually wheel slipping. It's a known bug that when you sort of get to approaching 55 in the Jubilee and obviously nearly around 50 now in the 8F, there is a known issue where the wheel slip indicator constantly sticks on despite us not being wheel slipping. Because if I wind this reverser forwards now, obviously we use a lot more steam, but you can see there it completely goes away, which is not how it should happen. The reverser controls how early or how late the emission of steam is, the cut-off point. I do not want the left doors unlocked. Controls the cut-off point for the steam, so changing, you know, where the steam's admitted shouldn't change the wheel slip. You know, forward is more power, less speed, backwards is less power, more speed. So it's a bug and it's known about, so don't worry about it wheel slipping. I'm driving it properly, it's just that it's a bug. Up to 51 so far, not doing too badly. Pressure I'm probably going to start letting drop now for Ealing Broadway. Pretty much as fast or close to as fast as we can go with the 400 odd ton train we're pulling. I will show you the steam effect coming out of Ealing Broadway, the puffing that you often get at low speed. Obviously when you're running at high speed like this are, it just looks like one continuous plume of, well, steam and smoke coming out of the chimney. But when you're first setting off, especially, get my head into that post, especially when you're setting off, like when a train in real life sets off, so you do get that sense of it pouring power and you do get the woof of the steam going out of the chimney, which I think looks really good. It's pretty much the same effect on the Jubilee. Well, it is the same effect on the Jubilee, which I should have shown you, but I didn't. But I'll show you it on the 8F while I remember. Keep me remembering to tuck my head in when we get whacked by these posts. So we'll get to about 1.5 miles, maybe 1.3ish, and I'll start easing off. Whistle for the station. Don't know if I've forgotten to do that any others, but I've done it for this one. That was the station, right? Yeah. Just not a left-sided platform. The fastest I've had the 8F going is on one of the rescue scenarios on Spirit of Steam. I had it going about 80, maybe nearly 90, but as I've said before in these videos, Dovetail is never excellent at getting the top speed of engines right. So we'll keep it on about 9% just to cushion the motion, and I'll get sticking the brake on just a little bit. Make sure the ejector's closed because I have a habit of leaving that open, and I will now completely drop the dampers because we don't really need them on anymore. Probably kill the brakes now just for a little bit. Obviously we'll still slow down a little bit as well. Put a bit on the power just to keep us where we are. Obviously brakes do take a long time because the vacuum brakes, which I don't particularly like, but I can control reasonably well. And obviously we've got 10 coaches behind us, so it's going to take a while. Shut the ejector now. I've got a little bit of brake left in the cylinders, but it doesn't matter. Kill the power again. Try and get it. I will leave it at 10, it'll be alright. It's not going to cause major damage. It's not going to cause any damage really. Get a bit more brake on. Don't think I've... yeah, I have driven the train with 10 coaches on. I haven't driven the 8F with 10 coaches on. But I have driven the Jubilee with 10 coaches on. Don't be afraid of sticking some more power on. Just to keep you moving while you get into the station, it's not a problem. So as we're getting ready to power off, I'll open the cylinder cocks. Probably could have left that a bit later, to be honest, but get ready to power off now. Of course, we're on no time limit, so it doesn't really matter. I'll pull right to the end of the platform. It's not like we get points for stopping anyway. Do we get points for stopping in the right place on custom scenarios? Oh, crikey. Right, so I've obviously whacked something on the platform. So, camera's gone messed up. We'll open the doors. Reverse her forward. Now's a good time to do the trick I showed you last time I did this video. Switch over to the steam brake hook. Jam that in there because I don't want to be waiting 2 minutes at the end of this for the brakes to release, where we can just take one off. That sound you can hear is the ejector. And I'll try and show you the steam, but obviously it might not be as obvious because we're under the bridge. Does look good, the 8F. Plenty dirty. Right, brakes are released. I say that's long enough for the passengers now. So we can just switch over the combination brake, apply it quickly and then release it, then we don't have to faff about inside. Cocks are already open. And off we go. I'll try and go really slowly. I'll tell you what. I won't go too fast, but I'll accelerate a tiny little bit so you can see the puffs of steam. Because I really want you to see this, because I'll forget otherwise. I don't have to go super slow. I can shut these now. That's good. Are we coming out from under the bridge yet? Yes. I'll do it quickly before the next one. So if I shut it off, tell you what, I'll go back here a little bit. And then, there you can see that puffing. That looks good. You can clearly see it puffing with each beat as it accelerates. And then when you accelerate a bit more, obviously it goes into one cloud because the beats are relatively close together. They are 3-cylinder engines as well, which makes it less obvious, but hopefully you can still see that. I'll get my camera racket back in the right place now. Right. Stick that power on a bit more. And get the dampers open. Pain. I could stand up and do it, but can't be bothered. Right. Power and speed. kicked into that chugga, that, well, not chugga because that's what trains do, but we've kicked into that sort of high-speed chuffing now. .6 miles to go. While we've got a bit of time, I might let you have some better shots of the motion again. Try and get so we're not interrupted by poles. Yeah, I think we're just missing them. We'll do it like that for a little bit. Dovetail have done a really good job on this. Absolutely love it. Look how good that looks. Brilliant. Okay then, before I get carried away and we crash at Southall. I hope that's how you say it. Wouldn't be Southall, would it? Oh, right, okay. Safety valves are going again. We'll shut these off then and wait. Well, not waste steam. These, as I said in my previous Train Sim World video, these trains absolutely, well, they eat through steam, but they also produce a heck of a lot of steam. I'd say almost unrealistically. They unrealistically consume and unrealistically produce, obviously, as far as I can say without being a steam loco driver. People on the Dovetail forum seem to say that as well, so it's not just me. Right, we'll kill off the throttle. We don't brake quite as early as we did last time. Little bit of steam in the cylinders just to cushion the motion again. Should be a shorter video, this one. We've already done Eden Broadway. Just got Southall and Hayes and Harlington, and then we're at the final stop, so should be not quite a 50-minute video this time, but still enough for you to get a taste of the 8F. Nearly said 08 then. We'll probably back off now because we've got the radio as well. Surprisingly good brakes, these steam loco brakes. When I first drove them I thought, oh, they're awful, but no, they're alright actually. The ejector's a bit of a funny thing to work on. And in the tutorial it says, you know, if you leave the ejector open you'll waste a load of steam. That's not really true. You can drive with the ejector fully open pretty much all the way, apart from obviously when you're braking you shut it. Or you remember to shut it because you think, oh, why the brakes aren't coming on. But you know, it doesn't waste that much steam because these things produce steam at a rate of knots. I'll try not to have to use the ejector here. I might have to though. I'll show you the puffing steam again because we've only got that little walkway to contend with. That's going to stop you seeing that. I'll pull right up, actually. Might as well. And it's done the thing with the camera again. Have to look down the side. Alright, stick it anywhere there. Lovely. Open the doors. Get things set up. Cylindercock's open, which I should have done on the way in, but I didn't have time to sort of nearly nosed up the brakes. Steam brake hook on. Jam you in. That hook's a little bit deformed on the 8F, it looks like. Not quite a hook. Are we back on the combination brake? Yes. I'll do the steam puffy thing from out here. Hopefully I've got nothing behind me. Right, that's the brakes for the release, that should be long enough. Obviously we don't have an objective, I'm just doing it for roleplay I guess. Shut the ejector, a little bit on the combination brake, then quickly release it and we don't have to faff about inside. Wind the reverser up, which I nearly forgot. Whoops. And shut you, and off we go. There, you can see that puffing, we're sort of in the way, the bridge is in the way, you can see that. There you go. .8 miles to Hayes and Harlington. Power! I might as well get it exactly on 25 while I'm using the D-pad. If I was doing it, you know, like that, then I won't be so concerned. But as soon as I'm doing the D-pad, I might as well be precise. You don't have to be that precise, it's just 25 is exactly the quarter of 100, and I'm the last sort of person that likes to have it exact, because it's satisfying. Come on, there we go. In fact, the 8F seems to be slightly better than the Jubilee. I normally have it on 175 when laying flat out, but I might drop it to about there. Setting the camera again, in line with where we would be leaning out. About there will do it. Yeah, you can see the steam glitching through the cab. Oh, I forgot to open the roof then. There we go. Hayes and Harlington, 0.9 miles. Kill the speed. We may have started stopping too late here. Apply the brake a little bit, let it get down to a certain level and then release it. By the time it comes back up, we should have slowed down enough. It just saves me fiddling with the ejector all the time. Which is not a problem, it's just a little bit irritating. On the controller, when you haven't got all the keyboard shortcuts that you have, well, on the keyboard. Hopefully my voice isn't too annoying in this. It's not painful to speak, I haven't really got a sore throat, I just end up coughing a lot and just sound terrible. That is shut, yeah, it is. I may try one day when I've driven this, well, the 8F and the Jubilee a lot more, I may try one day doing a full run on the West Somerset with no hood, which may be difficult. But we shall have to see. Little bit of beams. And because we've left the throttle, sorry, the regulator on 5%, the cylinders have been kept warm through, so then we don't have to open the cylinder cocks again. Whereas if we'd left it to 0, for, you know, all that time we were just coasting in and only using the brake, then realistically, well, actually we probably should have opened the drain cocks again, because the water would have had time to condense. Some of it anyway. The steam would have had time to condense into water. So by leaving it to cushion the motion, well, not only are you protecting the motion, you're saving yourself having to reach down and fiddle with the cylinder drain cocks when you're trying to brake for a station. And yeah, I did sort of nose up there. I managed to, well, I meant to pull right to the end of the station and then realised that we've actually passed this signal, which we shouldn't do. Obviously it was green, so it doesn't matter, but that's why in that case the marker was there, so we could pass the signal. Did I do that at a previous station? Don't know, couldn't tell you. Anyway, you shouldn't really do that, but, you know, it's a game and I'm making a video. Probably wouldn't have made that mistake if I wasn't making a video, so it's okay. I'll do a shot down here for this takeoff. Should be long enough for the passengers now. You know the routine by now. Shut that forward. On, oh, wrong one. Oh, that's alright, actually, I've done the same job. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Shut up, safety valve. I know it's stopping us all from having certain death, but there we go. Oh, that sounds like a proper train. Final stop, West Drayton, 2.3 miles. Beautiful. I'll wind back now. Faffing with the camera. Oh, too far, that's reverse. Right, final stop, just 2 miles. Presumably, we'll end up with a video around 35 minutes long. Not too bad. It's sort of what I was aiming for. I've forgotten to do anything. We're not losing steam too greatly, and there's no real point opening the dampers when we're going to be braking again in 0.7-ish miles. So for this, did I even shut them? Oh no, I didn't. Oh well, I'll leave them as they are then. I thought they were shut, but they're not. I'll leave them as they are. Now, I shall try and do the intro while we're stopping at the station, because as soon as I stop, it will obviously finish the scenario. So I shall have to be mindful of that. Now I'll close the drain cocks, because not the drain cocks, the dampers, because I definitely don't want the safety valves going off while I'm doing the outro. Pretend there's some train spotters on that bridge. Okie dokie. Pushing the motion again. Pushing the motion. Oh, we're coming in too fast. Less brakes now. Might be embarrassing if I blew through this station on the last go. Oh, and there's a red signal. Oh no, there isn't. It's a yellow. Presumably the red not too many yards after the yellow. Release the brakes. Right then everyone, so that was the run with the Stanier 8F from Trainston World 2 and Dovetail's Spirit of Steam DLC. So I hope you enjoyed that. Obviously very similar train despite being, you know, a 280 instead of a 460. Obviously it's quite a different train, but very, very similar controls. Oh, there's my man there. Very, very similar controls, you know, very similar cab, very, very similar to how it drives, and hopefully that's just given you a bit of a test on what the 8F was like. And we've run 10 Mark 1s from London Paddington platform 3 to West Drayton platform 1, stopping at Ealing Broadway, Southall and Hayes and Harlington in the process. So I hope you enjoyed that little run, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.